service announcement. We have to stop normalizing feeling shitty on our periods. Full stop. Period. The end. We have to stop normalizing it. I did an episode where I spoke about PMS. PMS is an initiation. And PMS is not normal, it's just common. Feeling shitty on your period is not normal, it's just common. Having cramps and pain on your period is not normal, it's just common. And so we have to differentiate between what is normal and what is common, okay? Whatever is common is what people experience again and again and again, and they normalize it, and therefore it becomes normalized in our societal culture. But what is common is not normal, and what is normal is not common, okay? And so we have to create this differentiation that feeling shitty on your period is not normal, it is just common. Feeling shitty in your luteal phase the week before your period and experiencing PMS and intense mood swings is not normal, it is just common. But because so many women have this experience, we have made it become normalized. We have made it seem normal. It has been normalized by the societal culture at large. And so this is not to say that, you never are allowed to feel sad or, anxious or depressed or low or vulnerable on your period. No, feeling the rise and fall of the emotional wave, experiencing the highs and the lows, that is normal. It is normal to ride the emotional wave as a woman. We are multidimensional creatures, and experiencing the highs and the lows is what makes us be a multidimensional creature, is what makes us experience the beauty and the variety of life, right? But feeling shitty every single period, that's not normal. Feeling emotional every single period, that's not normal. Having crazy anxiety and depression and mood swings and bitchiness in your PMS luteal phase, that is not normal. And so this is why I am trying to bring this information to you guys, because it's so important that we stop normalizing these symptoms and start to see them for what they are. Symptoms, which are messengers from the body. Symptoms are messengers from the body that something is out of alignment. Something is not right. There is a deeper root cause below the surface. And usually it is a psychosomatic cause. Usually it is in relation to a mental, emotional, or energetic health misalignment. There is something below the surface that you are not paying attention to. And so the only way for your body to get you to pay attention to this deeper cause, this deeper reason as to why you're feeling the way you are, is through the symptoms of the moodiness, the PMS, the mood swings, the pain, the cramps, the feeling shitty, okay? These symptoms are a signifier that there is something that you have not addressed, something that you have not healed, something that you are not paying attention to. And so my job as a womb healer is to help you do the necessary digging, the necessary excavating of your subconscious, of your psyche, to do the shadow work, to figure out what it is that is living below the surface that you are ignoring or subconsciously suppressing or are not able to face because you do not have the emotional mental tools to be able to process it, whatever it is. It could have been a trauma from 10 years ago that you didn't even know was still living inside of you. It could have been last month when, you had a fight with your mom and you just brushed it aside and you never integrated it and, processed it. It could be a fight you had 6 months ago with your best friend. It could be a misalignment that you have no idea that's even there. Okay. And so these symptoms and, pain and whatever you are experiencing is a messenger from your psyche, from your soul, that there's something that needs to be addressed. And so this is why I'm here to tell you that it is not normal to feel shitty. It is not normal to be experiencing pain and crazy mood swings on your period and in your luteal phase. Okay, I personally experienced such pleasant and enjoyable menstrual cycles. I cannot tell you, after doing this work for 4 years now, I honestly have the most enjoyable, pleasant experiences in my menstrual cycle and in my luteal phase and throughout my entire cycle. The other day I posted on my Instagram stories a video of me dancing around my kitchen, going crazy, being so hyper, so energized, so in my body, so connected to myself, connected to my joy, connected to my pleasure. And that was on day 27 of my period. Day 27 is like pretty much the last day before you're about to bleed. Most women start their periods around day 28, 29, day 30. I always start around day 28. And this was the last day of my luteal phase. And I was feeling so happy, so excited, so high on life. And this is truly an experience that I want for every single woman, is to enjoy her luteal phase, is to enjoy her menstrual cycle, is to enjoy her entire life as being a woman, because there is so much happiness and joy and bliss that we are not able to tap into because of these energetic, emotional, and mental blocks, because of the unprocessed trauma and emotions that is living in our body and in our womb and in our heart that we have not processed. And so they will come out again and again and again throughout our cycle. And this is the body's divine intelligence. Okay, we have to start to see these symptoms as an intelligence, because it is. We have a body intelligence, we have a somatic intelligence, and this is the way that our body encourages us to heal, encourages us to do the deep inner work, encourages us to look below the surface and see our symptoms as portals of healing, as messengers to the truth of why we feel the way we feel. It's not just, oh, I feel shitty and that's just it. No, there is always a deeper reason. There is always a deeper understanding as to why do you feel the way you feel. And so it is up to us as the experts of our own mind, our own body, and our own emotions and our own lives to do that detective work of looking below the surface, of reviewing and reflecting on our lives, on the past, and seeing, okay, maybe this symptom is as a result of XYZ that I went through a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 10 years ago. So many of us have trauma living in our bodies from 10 to 15 years ago. And I'm not just exaggerating. This is a fact. So many of us still have childhood trauma living in our psyches that we have not processed, because either we do not want to and therefore we just suppress it, we ignore it, we tell ourselves that it doesn't exist. But that unfortunately doesn't really solve anything, because it just quantifies and adds up and creates this snowball effect that gets worse and worse and worse and worse over time. And that's when we start to see physical ailments, physical symptoms such as pain, right? Such as anxiety. All of these things that we experience on a physical level, that is the body's way of screaming at us, because the nervous system can no longer store, can no longer hold, can no longer suppress what is living in the body, what is living in the psyche. And so when things present themselves on a physical level, it is the last point of call that the symptom will show. First, it will start as an energetic symptom. Then it will go to a emotional symptom. Then it will go to a mental symptom, and then it will go to a physical symptom. And so when physical symptoms arise, it is the last level that a problem presents itself. The problem has been there the whole time, but we have not developed the self-awareness necessary to acknowledge the problem, to acknowledge the pain, to acknowledge the block before it becomes physically manifested. And so often when something is physically manifested, it has been a part of our lives for a long time. We just haven't had the tools to acknowledge, to deepen in our self-awareness of, okay, there is this block, let me address it before it starts to become a physical problem, a physical illness, a physical ailment, right? And so this work that I do with my clients is around teaching you how to develop a deep relationship with your mind, body, and soul, so that you can acknowledge and pick up on these blocks and issues as they come up, when they come up, rather than letting them fester and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you end up in hospital or in the doctor's office, because suddenly this problem is now so overwhelming. You cannot sleep at night because your anxiety is so bad, because your stomach is so tight and tense and knotted. And this is really, truly what happens. I had someone reach out to me the other day saying that she experiences so much anxiety, so much pain, that she literally wakes up every single night, like every single hour, because her stomach is in so much pain and so much knots. And this is literally a physical result as a result of a nervous system that is overproducing cortisol. It is not just some woo-woo, oh, this is just there and it's just happening. No, like, this happens when I say on a mental level, when I say on an emotional level, like I'm talking about the nervous system. This is the parasympathetic versus sympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system being the rest and digest, the sympathetic nervous system being the fight or flight trauma response nervous system. And when the trauma response nervous system is activated, because we have unprocessed trauma, unprocessed emotional blocks living in our body, this system will stay on high alert, okay? Because the body doesn't understand time. If there is trauma still living in your body, the body thinks that this trauma is happening again and again and again and again and again. So it releases micro amounts of cortisol all the fucking time. And so your baseline of stress is much higher. Your baseline of cortisol is much higher. And so then when you do actually go through something minor in your present day life, it starts to create this snowball effect because your baseline is so much higher than it would be if you had healed all that stuff from your past. And so the things that happen to you in the present, the stresses at work, the fight with your partner, the fight with your mom, it triggers something so much bigger below the surface because there is so much below the surface that you haven't acknowledged, that you haven't acknowledged and witnessed and done the necessary shadow and healing work around. You haven't processed it because on a mental level, on a surface level, you do not have the tools, right? And so this is really what it is my job as a womb healer and a shadow worker to help you do, is to uncover what is living below the surface so that you can reduce your cortisol, so that you can reduce your daily experience of stress, so that you can be more relaxed, so that you can be more present, so that you can be more centered in your body. Overthinking is also a massive, massive symptom of unprocessed trauma. Anything to do with the mind, anxiety, depression, PTSD, overthinking, insomnia, all of these things, these mental disorders are symptoms of unprocessed trauma, are symptoms of unprocessed emotional baggage, most likely from your childhood. Okay, and so this is why I say we need to stop normalizing these symptoms, whatever it is, whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression, whether it's period pain, whether it's cramps, whether it's mood swings, whether it's feeling shitty. We need to stop normalizing it because it's not normal. Pain-free periods are the norm. This is what I experience. No PMS is the norm. This is what I experience. Okay? This is the normal way. And so if you are listening to this and you are thinking, wow, like I really need to address all of this below the surface stuff, but I have nowhere to start, please send me a DM. Please, please, please. I can help you start to uncover, because unfortunately we are blind to our own shadows. We are blind to our own blocks. And so that's why working with a coach like me is so useful, because the coach is trained and has the intuitive sense as to what is going on below the surface. And so my group coaching container, Liberated Womb, we start in 13 days on the 30th of October. It is a 6-week group coaching experience. I would love to have you a part of it. The women coming together for this round is going to be so incredible. I have so many amazing testimonials from the first round. I am having, there are 2 IG lives and a third one is going to be recorded today of women who went through the first round and had unbelievable results and experiences. So please go watch those on my Instagram feed or on my YouTube channel. And my DMs are always open if you have any questions. There are also extensive payment plans available. I think the longest one is 5 months. So money should not be an issue. There are payment plans, and I'm always happy to work out something personal if you need an extended payment plan. So please reach out to me. My DMs are always open, and I would absolutely love to have you a part of Liberated Womb, my 6-week signature program where we address all of the above. Period problems, sexual blocks, emotional blocks, mental health challenges, disconnections from our body, disassociation, feminine energy, not feeling safe, all of these things. Please reach out. Sending so much love from my heart to yours. I'll see you soon. Mwah.